gonna work. Okay, hopefully like I got the camera going straight forward so that you can see this. I don't know if you know this, but I was a preschool teacher and I think I'm in the frame. There's no way for me not to know if I'm in the frame or not. Oh no, I think I'm good. There's a mirror over here. Okay, so I was a preschool teacher a long time ago, and so I really like to teach. So this is what's going to happen, because now I almost feel like more than ever, we need to relearn how we are in control. We are autonomous in our body and in our life experience. So Earth School, from an anti-material, which is part of the Bhagavad Gita and part of the quantum physics world. The anti-material world is the world that is behind the material experience that we can hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. Some people can tap into it, and some people like live in it 24/7, and you can access it and you can learn to feel part of that realm, and that realm is endless. It's eternal. It feels really good to be in that space in meditation, and the more you practice being in that space of feeling eternal, the more your life feels better when you're doing your day-to-day stuff. So from the anti-material, spiritual, metaphysical, quantum physics perspective, there's a belief that Earth is here as a manifestation school, meaning that we come here to learn how to direct energy with our thoughts and our feelings. And this has been told for a long time through the law of attraction, but the law of attraction has just kind of been like industrialized to get the car or get the relationship or, you know, get the money, get the house. But the law of attraction is all that there is. Like, that's just how it works. And so I want to share this with you because especially right now when we're feeling like we might not be autonomous with our physical body, this is a great time to relearn this information. And hang on, before I understood this information, my neck was really fucked up, and the reason why I can relate it to that time of 2017 when my neck finally herniated from the mental and emotional thought and feeling disconnect, when I went into meditations to reorganize everything, reorganize the energy, little by little, my life began to change, in addition to my body healing, where I became the spider. So let's go through this spiritual analogy about how quantum physics works, because if you go down the spiritual rabbit hole, you're going to find out that most of the spiritual folklore is actually a cultural symbological, oh my god, I can never say that word, is a cultural symbol representing how this shit works, okay? So here's the thing, all right? So your spider, you're the spider. The spider is your mind, which with the quantum physics of how all this shit works is frequency. Right? So if you're just catching on, I don't even know if anybody's here right now. I got the camera reversed so that you can see this. I'm hoping you're going to catch this in the beginning of your day. So the analogy of the spider, let me start with that, is that the spider is your consciousness. It's your decision who came down in here into the matrix to create its own web of experience. And in that web of experience, you got to pick the body, you got to pick the people, you got to pick where you lived, you got to pick your hardships so that you would have something to strive to become away from those dark, painful experiences. What happens though is because the spiritual metaphors are maybe so abstract they don't make sense, or the evil, the backwards constructs that we're subjected to in order to have those terrible experiences have really removed this information. So what happens is, we're the spider, we come down here, we get to build this amazing web of trauma and bad experiences to become something. We pick the body, we pick the relationships, we pick where we live, and then we forget that we're the fucking spider. And what happens is, we're like in our own web of creation, and we're looking around the web, and we're like, well, my life sucks because I live here, and my life sucks because I have this relationship, and my life sucks because, you know, my body hurts or I'm overweight. And we look at the web as the thing that is causing us the pain. We have forgotten that we have chosen it all, because remember, we're fucking eternal. This physical experience is just one out of eternal, out of an innumerable amount that you could actually count. So when we're the spider and we're looking at the web of our own creation, but we forgot that we created it, we then become the fly. And when we are the fly, we get eaten, but we don't get eaten by the web, we get eaten by ourselves. Because the more we forget that we are the creator of that web, the more we relinquish all the power to the web. We keep putting the power outside of ourselves. And then what happens? When we are putting the power outside of ourselves, we're feeling really bad. So, and I'm not even talking about like the big constructs and like mandates and all that kind of shit. I'm talking about when you're eating, you're overeating, or you're not exercising, and you're telling yourself that you're doing it because of this person, because you're stressed out, because this thing happened in the office, because I'm emotionally tired, I just don't feel like it. When we start to backslide on the things that we want to accomplish for our physical body because of someone or something else, that's you becoming the fly. But what you don't realize is that it's you, your mind, the frequency, the spider, deciding that because you feel a certain way, it is because of all of this outside of you that's causing you your pain. And that's just not the case. And you can, even if you're like in your really bad position, so like last night I talked with a friend who I haven't seen in 19 years. And his wife just passed 3 months ago. And the amount of pain that he's in, he's got 2 little kids, is immeasurable, right? So it's not to say that if you're in a bad position right now that, oh, well, you know, it's fine. You can just be the spider and like deal with it. It's going to be okay. Just stop being the fly, motherfucker. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the painful experiences, if you can get outside of your pain for just a second right now, and think about when you've heard stories of triumph where people have been in immeasurable pain and somehow gotten through it. They got through it because on an internal level, with their mind and with their emotional state, they were able to make those energetic shifts, which then caused a physical shift in their reality and gave them a miracle. Okay, so if you're in a really painful, emotional, painful, or physical painful position right now, think back to the miracles and the inspirational stories of people beating the odds in all different areas of life, okay? Because that's what you can do. So hopefully, I know I kind of go around in circles, but it's just like so much information to try to distill down, and I'm practicing. I'm gonna get better at this. So as you're the spider, right? The metaphor, the spiritual metaphor of the spider is that the spider is representing your mind. And your mind is your eternal tool to use frequency as you're practicing on this planet. So yeah, there's other planets that we can go to. Okay, so now the web, okay, is matter. Oops, wait. Ah, sorry, it's body. You know, if I'm following along here. And matter. Okay, so spirit, physical, quantum physics, tools within, how you do it with this metaphor of the spider. So the web is also your body, and your body is also the material, right? So as you are looking at your body and you're like, I don't like it, it hurts, it's sick, I wish I had a different one, I wish I could afford plastic surgery, I wish I could afford a personal chef, I wish all of these things for my body, I wish I looked like the other person over there. That's forgetting that this is the vehicle for us to have the experience to learn how to direct energy from the eternal soul perspective that never ends. So when I was chatting with my friend last night, I was telling him like how to process some stuff. I gave him some meditations, and I'm like, okay, like you're a dude, and so a lot of dudes process through their brain, That's divine masculine. They're like just more tilted that way, where the women are more tilted towards emotion. So I tell them, like, okay, so like whatever you feel, think about that emotion and other areas of your life that emotion has been in. I think that's what I said. If I didn't, that's what I'm telling you right now. So if you feel an emotion in your body, you bring it to your brain, you're like, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling insecure right now. Why would I feel insecure? So if there's like a dominant feeling that comes up in the body, because the body's job is to feel and to give us information about Earth and about energy, an emotion that comes up a lot that's being sensed through your body is possibly the thing on the soul level that this time around you wanted to work on. So what that means is, if you have struggles in your body, if you don't like it, if it doesn't fit the cultural norm that you were born into, if it doesn't feel good, if it keeps getting sick, if it keeps getting injured, you may have chosen your hardships in life, your lessons in life, for you to become something else through your body. Where maybe your finances are great, maybe your relationships are great, maybe you're able to travel all over, doing whatever the hell you want. So your area of life, if you don't like your body, if it keeps getting sick, if it keeps getting injured, could be the path that you chose on this big eternal level to use as your vehicle to explore your soul. So what happens is, okay, so for the web and the body, you have to at some point stop looking at your body as the problem and start loving it and respecting it as the thing that's giving you information about Earth to learn how to direct energy, because you are eternal and the body is temporary. And then when we're looking at matter and the web, it's to let go, even though it's hard. I mean, like, I still have conversations with my friends about people who've hurt me. Like we have to let go of the people, places, and things that have made us feel like they are the problem, like they're the ones who hurt us. Because remember, we're the fucking spider. We're the spider. So then, if we go down more into this metaphor, the fly represents your heart, emotion, which is vibration on the quantum level. So spiritual metaphor, tools within, quantum physics. Body is the go-between, spirit and physical, anti-material world and material world. So the fly is your emotional state. And what happens is, if we're looking at the web, and if we're going to bring this back to the body for now, if we're looking at the body, the web, as this thing that we don't like, it doesn't look the way we want it to, it keeps getting sick, it keeps getting injured. I don't like my body. That's the fly emotion. That's you becoming the fly, because you're letting the emotional state take you down. And the way your emotion, your heart, and your mind work together, the electromagnetic signal from your heart is the strongest out of all of the energy centers in your body. It influences the brain waves. So much so that, I think it's an EKG scan, I don't know what it is. If you go to Heart Math Institute, you can read more about this. But basically, when doctors are measuring the brain, I forget what they would use, but they would have to use things to like make the signal of the heart not interfere because of the electromagnetic pulse, whatever. So we know that the heart is what's influencing the brain. And if you're looking at the body, if you're looking at the web as the thing that's causing you pain, whether it's out there in society that's like falling apart right now, it's not even falling apart. Like, we're just able to see more because of the energetic shifts that are happening. It's always been there, it's always been fucked up. So if we let our emotional state about what's happening out there, or our emotional state about how we don't like our bodies, we don't like the way it looks, it keeps getting sick, it keeps getting injured, if we let that emotional state take over, then our mind will start to believe it to be true. And if our mind believes those negative thoughts to be true about yourself or about what's happening, then you become the fly and you eat yourself. So that's the analogy of the spider and the fly. You're the fucking spider. Don't let yourself turn into the fly. There is no fly. There is no victim. And that's like terrible to hear when bad things happen to us or we're watching bad things happen. But the more you go into the metaphysical stuff, the spiritual stuff, the energy stuff, you find out the most peaceful resolution that who you are, your state of being, your energy, your vibration is eternal, and this exterior is just temporary. And when you find that this exterior is just temporary, it'll change based on your up-leveled emotional and physical state. And, hang on one second, I just lost it because of the phone ringing. Fuck. So candid, right? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. And so because we've used our body as the thing that we don't like, the reasons why we feel a certain way, because we don't like the way it looks, because it keeps getting sick, because it keeps getting injured, because we put the blame on the body for our emotional state, when we release that fear of our body, then, because you're aware that you're the fucking spider, then when you like impress upon the body, you're like, you know what? I want to exercise 3 days a week because I want to have more muscle. You know what? I'm going to start counting my macros so that I have a balance of energy, of fat, carbs, and protein, and alcohol. I'm going to do those things to my body, for my body, to have this aesthetic or health change. And as you do that, you will uncover more ways in which you have made yourself the fly. And that's your shadow work, and that's how you evolve. You can't just go love and light as a blanket when you got all this shit under the rug. It's not gonna work. So that's what I wanted to share with you. This is my first time sharing it like this, so hopefully it wasn't too messy. Definitely let me know if it was like confusing and where I can clean it up a little bit. And if you want to have a structured program, I have a monthly program. I don't know when I'm going to start it because I'm still building it, but it's $20 a month where you're going to get your mind, body, and fitness. I hand it to you. It'll be pretty easy for you to follow. Okay, I'm going to go. Hopefully that was all right. Mwah!